Good morning, learners. How are you? I hope you are fine. Today we are going to lesson number 5 under the title "What do you do? ماذا تعمل?" So this is the program that we shall follow. Follow me. Repeat after me. Take notes. Then commands. And I'm waiting for your questions to answer you. So, part 1 or lesson 1, my family, jobs. 2, names of jobs. 3, job vocabulary, A and N. 4, questions about jobs. 5, job vocabulary, simple present tense. And 6, job vocabulary, pronunciation. 7, review. And the last one, practice in English in your daily lives. So this is the video that and the lesson together. So we start with my family jobs اللي هي مهن العائلة. Tell me who are these. Now who are these من هؤلاء. For example, I speak about some of my family. For example, it says sister, الأخت, brother, الأخ, and daughter, الابنة أو son. I choose 4 examples only. So we start. Follow me. This is your sister. She is a nurse. A nurse, ممرضة. That is your brother. He is an architect. An architect هو مهندس معماري. This is Anne. He is a bank manager. Bank manager اللي هو مدير بنك. Director مدير مدرسة. Manager هو مدير مؤسسة عمومية يعني مؤسسة غير المدرسة. That is your daughter. Sarah is a manager. A manager اللي هو مديرة. That is your son. Luke is a website designer. Website designer هي مصمم الحاسوب اللي كما نقول المواقع الموجودة في الحاسوب. So we try to listen and repeat. A nurse, an architect, a bank manager, a manager, a website designer. Website. We move to names of jobs. أسماء بعض المهن. There are some names of jobs. We shall repeat, look at the pictures, then guess what are they. So the first one, teacher, teacher. Student, student. Nurse, nurse. Architect, architect. Manager, website designer. Website designer. Doctor, waiter, waiter. Taxi driver, taxi driver. Salesperson, salesperson. Homemaker, home. Job vocabulary, part 3, A and N. So A or and are articles. هما أدوات التعريف. They are used before nouns. يستعملون قبل الاسم. الاسم اللي راح نطرقوا ليه في الوحدة هذه هي أسماء المهن. A is used before nouns initiates with consonants. يعني A يستعملوها قبل الاسم الذي يبدأ ب consonant. Consonant مثلا B and C, D is not vowel. And N is used before nouns initiates with vowels. For example, N نستعملوها قبل الاسم الذي يبدأ بالحروف الصامتة vowels. هنا وش راح نحفظ احنا N اللي هي أقلية ونعموها ل A. So how many vowels do we have? عندنا A, عندنا ال I, عندنا ال E, ال O, and U. So before all these vowels I use N. And the rest I use the A. Example, I said a teacher, a student, a nurse, a manager. Look at the vowel, the consonant T, S, N, and M. For example, I said an architect, A, an engineer, E, an industrial engineer, I, and an organizer, O. So these are vowels. I use N. But we have some exceptions. For example, so a university, because universities, it is U. U, yeah. It is a consonant. It is not a vowel. So I said it is a university. It is so let's practice with the A and N. Put A and N to the following. So we have some jobs, names of jobs. Artist, singer, engineer, manager, director, cameraman, businesswoman, police officer, sales assistant, veterinarian, actor, and waitress. So take a minute, put A and N to the following activity or following jobs, and I shall return. So this is the answer. Follow me. An artist, a singer, an engineer, a manager, a director, a cameraman, a businesswoman, a police officer, sales assistant, a veterinarian, an actor, a waitress, an accountant. So now questions about jobs. الأسئلة اللي نقدر نسألوها كي نعودوا نتحدثوا على المهن. So when I want to inquire about your profession, عندما تريد أن تسأل على المهن, I use two ways of questions. نستعمل طريقتين للأسئلة. The first one, what is your job? What is your job? ما هي مهنتك? And second, what do you do? What do you do? ماذا تعمل في حياتك in general? What do you do? So let's practice. What is your job? I'm a dentist. What do you do? I'm a blacksmith. Blacksmith اللي هو منجمي يعمل في المنجم. Dentist اللي هو جراح أسنان. What is your job? I'm a carpenter. A carpenter اللي هو نجار. What do you do? I'm a plumber. A plumber اللي هو plombier. أدري كيف نقولها باللغة العربية الفصحى. So this is a plumber. So when I ask about job, I said, what is your job? نقدر نحي your نقول her job قريناهم قبل possessive adjective. Your job, his job, her job, our job, and their job. When I said, what do you do? So what do I do? What does he do? What does she do? What do we do? What do they do? According to the subjects, على حسب الفاعل نخدمو الفعل. And for example, we said, I am, what is your job? I am a dentist. What is his job? He is a dentist. She is a dentist. We are dentists. They are dentists. I use the verb to be because what is your job? And I said, what do you do? Same, I am, and etc. I use the verb to be because here in this kind, you say, what do you do? هي مشي ماذا تعمل يعني العمل اللي راك تقوم به. For example, احنا نقول what are you doing? I'm watching TV. أنا أتفرج وشاهد التلفاز. Now what do you do? يعني in general I talk about job. يعني هنا راح نستعمل verb to be when I answer. ما نقولش I do for example a dentist. I am a dentist. I use the verb to be. This part I look at these photos then tell me their jobs. So look at the picture هنا part of illustration. احنا دايما عندنا في اللسون تاعنا part of illustration تفسير. Look at the picture. So the first picture, what is it? He is a footballer. He is a footballer. لاعب كرة قدم. Second, he is an American actor. An American actor اللي هي ممثل أمريكي. Three, she is a Palestinian singer. عساف محمد عساف. He is, not she is. He is a Palestinian singer. اللي هو he is an Algerian writer. He is an Algerian writer. I'm sorry, it's not a but it is an because it is a vowel. It is an Algerian writer اللي هي كاتب جزائري. Picture number 5, he is an Iraqi artist. An Iraqi artist. It is an, I'm sorry, Iraqi artist, and he is an architect. Architect اللي هو مهندس. He is a businessman. He is a businessman or businesswoman اللي هو رجل أعمال. Part look and listen. Look and listen. What do you do? I'm an architect. What does she do? She is a nurse. Look here. What does she do? She. You do you. She is a nurse, but the answer here it will be with is, verb to be. What does he do? What does he do? He is a dentist. He is a dentist. Read and repeat. What do you do? I am a waitress. I am a waitress. Waitress هي نادلة. What does she do? She is an accountant. She is an accountant. محاسبة. 3. What does he do? He is an engineer. He is an engineer. اللي هو. So now job vocabulary. Simple present tense. When we talk about jobs, عندما نتحدث عن المهن, we should use full verbs. This is the general form of them in the simple present tense. هنا نقدر نستعمل verb to be when I ask about job. For example, what is your job? My job is a teacher, for example. And when I talk about job in general, نقدر نستعمل full verb اللي هو الأفعال العادية. For example, what is your job? My job is a teacher. I teach. أعلم. I teach, for example, a student in a middle school, for example. So for me, more details. Exactly what do you do in your life? For example, what is your job? My job is a singer. What I sing. I sing, for example, rock music, for example. This is it. So when I use the verb, I use it in the simple present tense. يعني نحن نستعملوه في البريزون دو لانديكاتيف. ليه؟ لأنه something which is in general. ناخذيه من قرينا من قبل قلت لك when I use the simple present tense I use it when I talk about facts اللي هو الواقع الذي لا يتغير or habits everyday activity or something that is in general يعني حاجة تخص حياتك in general. For example it is stuck in your life يعني حاجة ثابتة في حياتك. For example, when I conjugate it in the simple present tense, it's simple. We shall review. I use here I speak English. For example, verb speak. With he and she and it, I add the s. He, she, it speaks. And we, you, and they stay as it is. With the negative form, I do not speak with all the pronouns. But exception with he, she, it, we say doesn't speak. Does not plus verb. Hindi the short form. The question the same. Do I, do you, do we, and do you, do they, plus verb or stem. But with he and she and it, you say does he speak, does she speak, and does it speak. So look at the chart in order to review and to remember the rule of the simple present tense and practice it. Here are some examples. So a teacher teaches. المعلم يعلم. A singer sings. المغني يغني. An artist draws. الممثل ولا الفنان يرسم. For example, so we have some verbs. I use it with some jobs. And we shall practice now different. I shall give you. راح نديكم عدة مهن. ونقول عدة أفعال. We try to conjugate the verb in the simple present tense and to get the verb of the job. For example, راح نخرج الفعل من So this is it. As an example about put the noun with the verb together. You say a writer writes, الكاتب يكتب. An engineer design technical projects. مهندس يصمم المشاريع التكنولوجية ولا التقنية. A manager manages an office. manage an office. Manager اللي هو المدير يدير المكتب. A director directs. يعني هنا مدير مؤسسة يوجه. 5. A cameraman make films, televisions, programs or videos. Cameraman اللي هو رجل الكاميرا يصنع أفلام برامج فيديوهات and etc. 6. A businesswoman do business. A businesswoman اللي هي مرأة الأعمال ولا تقوم بالبزنس بأعمال. 7. A police officer protects people. Police officer اللي هو مفتش شرطة يحمي الشعب. 8. Sale assistance sale products. Sale assistance اللي هو مساعد المبيعات يبيع المنتوجات. 9. A veterinarian or veterinarian take care of animals اللي هو البيطري يحافظ على الحيوانات. 10. A doctor take care of people. طبيب يحافظ على الأشخاص ولا يحمي الأشخاص. 11. An actor act. الممثل يمثل. 12. A waitress serve food. المنادلة تخدم ولا تقدم طعام. 13. A computer programmer program computers. Computer programmer اللي هو مبرمج الحاسوب يبرمج الحواسيب. and 14 an accountant manage money المحاسب يدير الأموال. So we shall now conjugate the verb in the simple present tense. Take a minute, try to answer by yourself and we shall return with the answer. So this is the answer. Writer writes, an engineer designs, a manager manages, a director directs, a cameraman makes, a businesswoman does, a police officer protects, sales assistant says, a veterinarian takes, a doctor takes, an actor acts, a waitress serves, computer programmer programs, an accountant manages. So look at listen. A carpenter makes furniture. A carpenter makes furniture. الجار يصنع الأثاث. Blacksmith works in mines. A blacksmith works in mines. المنجمي يعمل في المناجم. An organizer organizes. المنظم ينظم. An engineer manages projects. An engineer manages projects. المهندس يدير. Read and repeat. A nurse takes care of people. A nurse takes care of people. A student studies. A student studies. An architect designs buildings. An architect designs buildings. A singer sings songs. A singer sings songs. So, a remark, for example, most of these jobs ending in R or 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 ISC. So what do you remark? إنش تلاحظوا بالأغلبية المهن تخلص ولا تنتهي بالER, OR, ER, OR or ISC. So we have some lists. شوفوا هنا الأمثلة. Group 1 for example, repeat after me. Teacher, singer, manager, writer, waiter, police officer, computer programmer and taxi driver. Group 2, director, actor and doctor. And group number 3, artist, dentist, psychologist and scientist. Psychologist اللي هو أخصائي نفسي and scientist اللي هو عالم. So what do you remark? أغلبية المهن في اللغة الإنجليزية يخلصوا ولا ينتهوا بالER ولا الOR ولا الIST. هنا ما عندهمش قاعدة. هنا على حسب تلقائية اسمه listen more, talk more. هنا ليه دايما نقولك أنا listen, repeat, read and repeat. يعني تسمع بزاف، تقرأ بزاف، تفهم بزاف، تقرأ ثاني بزاف كيف. يعني for example said a teacher, I read it once, twice, thrice. نفهم باللي teacher ending with ER. نعرف باللي تخلص بالER. Artist for example. So let's practice. Can you think of similar jobs like this? I give you an example. So we have a dancer, a football player, a psychiatrist, a farmer and professor. هنا نقدر نحن ثاني try to play game. نقدر نخيروا أي مهنة من المهن نقول what does for example this job do. then what does a dancer do. نقول a dancer who dances يعني الراقص الذي يرقص. A football player who plays football. A psychiatrist who takes care of mental people اللي هم مرضى نفسيا for example. A farmer who is not cooks makes food. Who for example is not makes food. I'm sorry. Who grows food. يزرع الأكل for example vegetables, fruit and etc. And 5 a professor who teaches students. Professor اللي هو أستاذ جامعي يعلم الطلبة. And try to guess. For example choose any job and try to guess the verb. تخرج الفعل using for example simple present. When we move to job vocabulary pronunciation وش نلاحظ في pronunciation نستعمل دايما الS الفاينل S. For example in English we use to pronounce it when I join the verb or I add the S to the verb in the simple present tense. I use the S and pronounce differently. يعني راح تتنطق تكتب اس ولا اي اس بصح تتنطق different يعني مختلفة. تتنطق زاد س and is. Example: a taxi driver drives a taxi. It drives a taxi. I write it es and I pronounce it z. An artist draws pictures. A police officer protects people. An accountant manages money. هنا الشارم الجاذبية تاع اللغة الإنجليزية إنه ذكر الإس. أغلبية التلاميذ تلقاهم ما يذكروش الإس. يقول taxi driver drive a taxi. But when it is more elegant, a taxi driver drives a taxi. The police officer protects people. And we have a rule how to pronounce the S and ES and Z in some verbs and some. This is the rule. The final S, for example, when we have a letter before the S, يعني الحرف اللي يكون قبل ال S, it is P, T, K, F or Th, it's pronounced S. When the letter that precedes the ES, it is double S, X, Z, C, H, S, H and J, it's pronounced is. It's pronounced is. And the final الباقي راح يكون زد. احنا دايما نحفظ الأقلية بها الأغلبية نعموها. Example: say helps P, waits T, wakes K, mouths S, puffs F. And here we have cases is, passes is, bases is, watches is, washes is and wages is. وش طحى ثاني with final es دايما اللي يتنطقوا is هنا نزيدوا es مشي s like here es. Clear? This is the rule. Try to remember it and practice it on. So in part of jobs لاحظنا ثاني كاين two sounds a and a and listen and repeat to make a difference. An, at, man, task, and, after, taxi, answer, actor. And we have men, sand, technical, dentist, pen, and cell. Now pronunciation, try to repeat only. ما عندناش قاعدة في اللغة الإنجليزية. Repeat and repeat until to get the pronunciation. Here we have an and an. So listen and compare. Mat, mat. Sat, sat. Ad, ad. Dad, dad. Sad, said. And, band, band. Had, had. Bag, bag. Man, men, man, men. Try to practice it in order to make a difference between a and a. Mat. So we move to part of review, and this is the last step. A. Tell me about yourself. هضر على نفسك. أول حاجة tell me about name. اسم, age, عمر, job, مهنة, brothers, إخوة, sisters, أخوات, country, دولة, nationality, جنسية, language, لغة, likes, ما تحب and dislikes, ما تكره. For example, I give you an example. So my name is Miss Rahmoun. I am 37 years old. I am a teacher of English language. I have 3 brothers and 3 sisters. I am from Algeria. I am Algerian. I speak Arabic and English. I like Quran. I dislike pizza. This is an example. Try to practice on yourself and put it in the comments, and I will answer your listen and write these words. Listen and write these words. Word number 1, teacher, teacher. Word number 2, student, student. Word number 3, driver, driver. Word number 4, waiter, waiter. Word number 5, artist, artist. Now listen and write these sentences. Sentence 1. The doctor works in a hospital. The doctor works in a hospital. 2. An architect works in an office. An architect works in an office. 3. What do you do? What do you do? 4. I am a dentist. I am a dentist. 5. My mother is an engineer. My mother is an engineer. Part of reading. Read and answer. Follow me and try to answer the questions according to the text. Then I shall return with the answers as we've done or habitualize the situation. So, read and answer. Daniel is a doctor. He works in a hospital. He is 37 years old. His wife Catherine is an engineer. She works in an office. She's 35 years old. They have 2 children. Their son is 10 years old. Their daughter is 13. They are students. His family lives in Los Angeles, in the US. They are American. They speak English. Question 1. What does Daniel do? ماذا يعمل دانيال؟ 2. Where does he work? أين يعمل؟ 3. How old is he? كم عمره؟ 4. What does his wife do? ما هي مهنة زوجته؟ 5. What is his name? ما هو اسمه؟ 6. How old is she? كم عمرها؟ How old are their children? كم عمر أولادها؟ Where does this family live? أين تسكن هذه العائلة؟ Are they Australian? هل هم أستراليون؟ Do they speak English? هل يتحدثون الإنجليزية? Try to take a minute, answer the question or make a pause and I so this is the answer. Where does Daniel do? He is a doctor, طبيب. Where does he work? He works in a hospital, في المستشفى. How old is he? He's 37 years old. كم عمره؟ عمره 37 عاما. What does his wife do? She is an engineer. What is her name? Her name is Catherine. How old is she? She's 5 years old. How old are their children? They are 10 and 13. Where does the family live? They live in Los Angeles, US. Are they Australian? No, they aren't. They are American. Do they speak English? Yes, they do. So this is the end of the lesson. I hope you like the video. Comment, ask. I wait for your questions and I shall answer you if I can. See you for next lessons. Goodbye and practicing English in your daily life. Goodbye for today.